Today's live NFL Daily Mailbag is presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping on all their fantastic men grooming product at manscaped.com/chat. First up from Jay McD. Does Watson play this year? If so, where will it be? My end answer is no. I don't think that Watson plays this year. I think that maybe in the offseason that they find a trade. I don't know how you could trade for somebody in Watson's situation right now. 20-plus accusations of sexual misconduct, federal and state investigations into him. He's untouchable for me. I'm sorry. From Joseph now. If Jaire Alexander is out/limited by his injury, and Zadarius Smith is out, or with him being out, and is getting healthy off the mini-buy deal like the Bengals' chances versus Green Bay. I want to say that their chances are improved. I don't think that it is a guarantee that they win that game. Better because of it, but I think the Packers correctly are favored in that game. From Big Chungus, is Cordarelle Patterson a Pro Bowler? Probably not. Patterson has been a great fantasy, especially DFS play, the past few weeks. The touchdowns have been there. The snap counts, the volume, have not. So I think that he ends up regressing as we move forward through the season from a statistical standpoint. But, maybe special teams gets him in. That's always a possibility. All right, from John. Davante Adams, the Colts. You mean after this year? The Colts will have some money to spend, and they got to get more receiver help. So I am very down, if I'm the Colts, to try to sign Davante Adams. I don't know where he ends up going. Maybe he goes back to play with Derek Carr again in Vegas, but he'll be a very coveted piece if the Packers are unable to franchise tag him, which is pretty simple, or retain him at all. From Killmonger, what's wrong with Baker this year? Couple different issues I've noticed so far from Baker. I wonder if that non-throwing shoulder is 100% right, but he looks more like beginning of last year Baker Mayfield than early Baker Mayfield so far. That actually is QBR, by the way. My bad. 39.7 QBR, not good. His footwork has regressed. He's just missing open throws. He's not trusting himself for whatever reason, but he's missing passes, and I think his footwork has regressed a little bit as well. So I am worried about Baker Mayfield. He rallied late last year as well, back half of last year, so I'm not going to panic yet, but I've been underwhelmed so far by Baker. Now, right now, this isn't really a big question for Cleveland. But moving forward, they got to make a decision. So what do you guys think? Is Baker Mayfield a franchise QB? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. This is the pinned comment on today's video. Why for yes and for no? From Join the Dak Side, when do you think the Cowboys' next loss will be? The Chiefs' defense looks terrible. The Cowboys' schedule is not that daunting. However, you've got games against the Patriots on the road, never easy. The Vikings have been very competitive so far this year. And the Broncos, if they're legit, which I'm not sure about, that could be a tough game. I don't think they beat KC on the road. I don't think that happens. But they will lose more games this year. That is a lock for the Cowboys. From GOAT, do you think the Raiders are a Super Bowl contender? Derek Carr has played great. I still want to see that defense for most of a year play well. They've been good to start the year for the most part. I have to fully buy in to the Raiders' defense, proving it a little bit more frequently beyond just a very brief sample size. So they can be tough division, but I think they are going to be a very real playoff threat at minimum this year. From Ed, Mac Jones, 1 to 10 best, that's his scale for last night's game. 6 or a 7. Look, his numbers look a bit better than what it really was. That was Mac Jones, guys. He's Jimmy Garoppolo. That is, don't shake your head, Jack. He is Jimmy Garoppolo. His strengths and weaknesses line. Mac Jones does not go downfield. His A-dot last week, his average depth of target, was dead last in the NFL. Now, part of that was the weather, but the Packers, the Bucs secondary was banged up beyond belief. So Mac Jones was good. Frankly, I think he outplayed Tom Brady in that one. But he's got to be better going vertically before I anoint him as anything more than a good starter, just like Jimmy Garoppolo. Super chat now from Mark Mulo. Do you believe Rodgers hiding his true feelings for the Packers brass in Green Bay? I don't think he's really hidden anything. I think it's pretty clear that he does not like some of the front office members. So I don't think he's hid anything. I think that relationship is going to end after this year. For my burner account, do you think Urban Meyer uses Manscaped? Wow. Probably. We all know Urban's clearly having apparently some fun off the field away from his family, which is a whole different conversation. How about this, folks? I won't snitch on you if you promise me that you're using Manscaped, all right? 20% off and free shipping. Look, it's getting to be spooky season. No surprises when things are getting hot and heavy and your girl opens up and goes, oh, this is gross. Nobody wants that. Keep things nice and trimmed. Use the Lawnmower 4.0 by heading to manscaped.com/chat and getting 20% off and free shipping. Got to use promo code chat to check out if needed, but manscaped.com/chat should automatically apply it, so it should be taken care of. That link, folks, will be in the comments section, and it'll be in the description. Chris Watterson, Calvin to Denver for 3 first-round picks. Falcons say yes. Denver hangs up the phone. That trade doesn't actually make any sense for Denver. Calvin Ridley is a very talented young receiver. He's not worth a quarterback deal of 3 first-round picks. Not only that, you've got Cortland Sutton. You're going to get Cage and Hammer back next year. You've got Jerry Jeudy. And Tim Patrick's a good player, too. That's too many receivers. Ridley isn't what Denver needs. Short-term, sure. Long-term, honestly, they probably got to keep those picks in case they need to go find a new quarterback after this year ends. From SM, could the Rams make a move or stand pat? I would lean more towards standing pat in large part because what money and draft picks do you have anymore? The Rams are so decimated, and they've been aggressive, so I respect it, but they're so thin there that I don't know what moves they'd really be able to make. From Gamer Dude, will Trey Lance get 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown? I will go with 1 passing, 2 rushing. I think assuming Lance starts as he's expected to, I think the likely outcome here is Lance gets heavy usage in the red zone with his legs. From Robert Bruce, hello Jack, hello Tom. I think it's a little too early for Pates fans to get nervous, being they only have 1 loss in the AFC and still both games against Buffalo. Look, I think that in terms of what the Patriots were supposed to be this year, did we really think they were going to beat the Brady and the Bucs? No, not really. The loss against Miami, a narrow one, is the one that hurts. You blew out the Jets. You also lost the Saints. So you were hoping for maybe 2 wins instead of 1. The schedule, though, isn't overly daunting. Jags, Colts, Titans, Panthers, maybe, Jets, Texans. They can win games. So the Patriots are still going to be a bit more of like I think, around 500 borderline playoff team. But the schedule will get a little bit easier as the season moves along. From George Bradley, can the Steelers actually bench Big Ben? I think this question really comes down to, what do the Steelers want to accomplish? Is their goal to win games right now? If the answer is yes, I think you have to consider it. Because Big Ben, although he is far from the only problem right now on this Steelers offense, he's the biggest one. It's not just that his O-line is bad. It's that Big Ben is not taking shots downfield. He's not making plays through the air. He doesn't look like the Big Ben of old. But also, he's your franchise for how many years now? Do you want to risk alienating a guy who's going to go in your Ring of Honor? Like, probably not. The backups, meanwhile, like, guys, we've seen Mason Rudolph. He's not the answer. Dwayne Haskins probably is not the answer because, well, we saw him in Washington with a better offensive line. So I wonder if for Pittsburgh it is a no matter what, barring injury, we're going to ride or die with Big Ben. If we get a top 5 pick at the end of it, oh no, it's not that big of an end result. Not that bad long term, I should say. So I'm very curious how you guys vote here. What is the percent chance that the Steelers actually bench Big Ben? Get your votes in for me in the comments section. From Elise Pin, did the NFL figure out Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? Andy Reid. My answer is no, they have not. Patrick Mahomes still is completing his stats this year, 72.3%, 8.6 yards per attempt, both of those above his career averages, 14 touchdowns, 4 INTs. His yards per attempt is the highest it's been since his MVP year back in 2018. So the defense for KC is not good. But the Chiefs have dropped 33, 35, 24, 42. The offense for KC is not an issue. It remains incredible. From Sean, is Sidney Jones a solution at cornerback for Seattle? Well, Seattle finally took my advice and said, okay, we got to bench Trey Flowers. Let's try Sidney Jones. The results, not good. Targeted 9 times, your Pro Football Focus's numbers, by the way. 7 catches, 170 yards, allowed 2 scores, broke up 1 pass. Deebo Samuel cooked his ass. I don't think Jones is the answer. It was kind of a long shot answer anyway, but you had to try something else. Seattle did not invest in corner very well this offseason. They traded away their big investment, Akello, before the year began. It's a bad unit. No way around it. So with that in mind, especially you Seahawks fans out there, be honest with me. What is your confidence level right now in the Seahawks corners? Scale it 1 to 10. 1 being you've got no confidence, almost no confidence. 10 being they're going to be great. You're crazy, Tom. Now, if you want to be a part of these live mailbags, then you must be subscribed. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and join us. That way you don't miss out on anything going on around America's or on NFL America's sport. From John Dorman, Urban or Nagy? Pass. Next question. I kid. I'm gonna go with Nagy because I can make him a quarterbacks coach. I can't do that with Urban Meyer. So there's your answer. Kind of a cop-out answer. Apex 2.0. Do the Cardinals fall off to the ends of the year? It seems like I feel like they will. Or do they finish strong in the playoffs? It's a good question. The Cardinals look really damn good this year. We also know they are not going to go undefeated. That never, ever happens. Their back end of season schedule, it's not that hard. Their last 6 games, Bears, Rams, Lions, Colts, Cowboys, Seahawks. I mean, they could back in maybe 2 straight losses, but I see 3 wins over their final 6 games. 3 more wins, 7 wins already. So I think they're going to be a good team throughout this season.